Wow, Collingwood's draft haul was incredible. Let's talk about it. Firstly, if you joined me on my stream during the second night of the draft, thank you so much. I think we had heaps, hundreds, a couple hundred of viewers, and I really appreciate it. Keeping me company for 3 hours. Otherwise, I would have just been watching it by myself. So I do really appreciate you all for jumping on. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, that was just I love. I've just not done fan cams in so long, and I'm trying to do them every Wednesday, especially during preseason, as well, especially during the season coming. But preseason, we'll try and do one every Wednesday or every second Wednesday. But let's talk about our draft hand. So Collingwood drafted 4 players. We knew going into this draft we would take maybe 3 or 4 live selections. There were possibly going to be bids on McCarthy early. Saxena was on the board. Tommy McGuan was on the board as well. When McCarthy wasn't bid on before our first pick, 32, I go, okay, cool. We can draft a midfielder. And we bid on Tyan Prindable from the Brisbane Lions Academy. Now, he was the last video I made on my Path to the Draft series, which you can find on my page. And we know that we love bidding on players. We don't typically get him, but we love bidding on players. Happened last year with Joel Cochran, and we got him. Happened this year with Printable, and we picked him up as well. A really good inside-outside ball-winning player, clean hands, loves a contest, and we kind of go into this. Draft knowing that we do have forward stocks, and we're going to get McCarthy. The only areas we needed to improve was the back line and our midfield. We've lost a couple of midfielders. Our midfielders are getting old. We need to get some young kids in there. We need to get some help around Nick with inside ball winners who can tackle, who love a clearance and stuff like that. And that's what we did, especially with our 3 of our 4 picks. So then after pick 32, after we took Prindable, our next pick was 37. And I go, okay, surely McCarthy's going to get bid on here. And it got to pick 37 and he didn't get bid on. I was like, let's go. Let's absolutely go. And we pick Western Australia player Sam Swadling. Now, Swadling was another one we did a path to the draft video about, and I loved everything I saw about him. 189 centimeter, ball magnet, inside mid. You can see like a little bit of what's going on. Can play a little bit on the outside. These guys are all versatile, which is what we love. You can't just be shoehorned into one part of the ground. You need to be versatile. He's going to grow a couple of centimeters as well. You know, he might end up at 192 maybe. He's only 18. Put a little bit more muscle on. But I liked what I saw when I was doing those videos and when I was researching about him. So I think this is a really, really good pickup. What I love about Swadling is he's a two-way runner, which you need in this modern day and age. But also he was really consistent throughout his championships, even playing some senior games in the waffle. So then we got to our next pick, which was 55, and a bid for McCarthy hadn't come yet. So, of course, we picked up Zac McCarthy. You know how much I love this guy. Definitely feels a need. Yes, he needs to put a little bit more muscle on, but he's going to develop alongside Buller, alongside West, alongside Noah Howes as well. So our forward line, our tall forward line is pretty stacked at the moment. Yes, they're all young kids, except for Buller. He can come in, and play a role straight away. But McCarthy does feel that need and can play second ruck if we really need him to, because obviously Darcy Cameron's not getting any younger. We need to put maybe Oscar Steen in there. We'll need some chop out. So McCarthy does feel that need. We'll take a couple of years to sort of hit the ground running. Not as big as Charlie West when he came to the club, but a couple of preseasons in an AFL system. McCarthy was everything that we wanted. And I said in my video previous to the draft, I said a win for Collingwood is if we can get 2 players before a bid comes on for McCarthy. And that's exactly what we did. Now, when we got to our last pick, I thought the Pies were going to pass on it and pick up 2 rookies. We pick up virtually an unknown mature ager in Angus Anderson. Now, he played for Sturt, won a grand final with Sturt just recently, and won the equivalent of the Norm Smith medal for Sturt for his incredible performance. Shane O'Brien said that they were following him for about a year or so. Again, a big-bodied inside mid who, unlike Printable and Swadling, could probably fit in straight away, and he's a nice height. I think he's about 191, 192 centimeters. So he's a very nice height, big body, mature ager, has been missed out on a couple of drafts, and we love these stories. This pickup reminds me of when we picked up Bo McCreary. I remember streaming that draft a few years ago, and I'm like, Bo McCreary, like, who's Bo McCreary? We haven't been linked to this kid at all. And we picked this up, and he could be not the next Bo McCreary, but he could be a really, really great player and someone that can protect Nick. And he wins the ball on his own, very clean, puts his body on the line. So I think this is a really good pickup, a surprise pickup, but we love surprise pickups. Interestingly enough, Anderson was part of the Swans Academy when he was a junior, and he captained the Swans Academy there at junior level. So virtually another Swans Academy player if you want to look at it that way. Now, the rookie draft is on the 21st, so Friday, today, if you're watching this today. And we've got one pick. I think, and I know it's going to be Jai Saxena coming through with us. So McGuan misses out. I don't know if he's going to miss out in general, but Jai Saxena will come to the club as a small forward, which is what we need as well. We really hit every single note that we needed to. They're pretty, like, I would have liked a big defender, but they must be pretty happy with who we've got defending at the moment. With Reef coming back, Joel Cochran, TJ as well. So, you know, the Illaru Smith's going down back. Noah Houser's played down back towards the end of the end of the VFL season. So they must be pretty happy with who we have there trying to develop. I would like another big-bodied defender. That could come in the mid-season draft. Not that we're going to have a pick, but, you know, touch wood, if someone's on that long-term injury list, we get that draft pick, blah, 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 right? But I really like what Collingwood have done in this draft. I'll probably give it an 8.5 out of 10. Maybe just because of that defender. 8.5 out of 10. Would have liked a defender, but going with 3 inside mids that can play outside, very versatile, clean hands, everything that we want. All good at tackling, all good at clearance, all good with consistency, all good with speed. I think it's just a no-brainer that we done really, really well. Now, there were a couple of players that I wanted that didn't get drafted. We're looking at Riley Onley, didn't go. I thought, you know, he was going to go in the second round at least. I thought we were going to pick him up with one of our picks. Another one was Fred Rodriguez. I thought he was going to go. Dalton, he was picked up, so I would have liked Dalton as well. But I am so happy with our draft hand. I think out of all these guys, I'm really keen to see what Angus Anderson can do. I think he's the most exciting of the bunch because he's such an unknown, but I am so here for it. But that was our draft hand. I loved it. Thank you for joining me on the draft. Let me know your thoughts down below on these players. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers, I'll swoop you later.